Hi! In this video I'm going to talk a little bit about how to pick the space for setting up your birth pool. Right now we are in my living room and this is one of probably 2 or 3 different options that I would have in my house. Obviously every single house is completely different for setup, layout, amenities that you have, which would all come into play when picking a location for setting up your birth pool. At a quick glance, this area, while it could be big enough, does require a little bit more work than some of the other areas in my house for setting it up. So we are right off the kitchen, so it would be really easy to fill up the pool, and there is a half bath down here, so it would be very easy to empty the pool as well since everything is in close proximity. One of the reasons that this could be a little bit more of a difficult setup is there is a lot of big furniture in this room. So for instance, we would have to push this all the way up against the wall or kind of like off to the side where it would essentially kind of be in the way. There's also a kind of love seat here that we would have to move to another room. A coffee table would have to go somewhere else. There is a rug here that in theory we could leave as we have a floor tarp that we could put over top of it, but since it is kind of white and gray, I don't really want to risk staining anything, so then we would roll it up, put it off to the side, and then this couch could stay because it could be really useful for laboring on or near. Some pros to being here are, besides the filling and emptying the pool, is my TV's here. We have access to YouTube, we have access to Spotify and things like that, so I can very easily play my playlist. I can very easily have, scenery going. This room can also darken very, very quickly as I have like black curtains, and especially if I'm laboring at night or in the evening, it's very easy to just turn off the lights and this room gets very, very dark, so setting up like a starlight projector or putting twinkle lights up would be very easy, and it would make it kind of a nice little cave for giving birth in, which would make it very, very nice. The other thing is, because this is at the back of my house, there's no windows where anyone could see in if that was a concern or anything like that. So those are all things that you can kind of take into consideration when picking to set up where your birth pool is going to be. So this is the second area that I would consider for setting up my birth pool in my own home, and this will probably end up being the space that I use just for demonstration purposes, just because it is a bigger open space. While it is currently set up as my son's playroom, all of this stuff is really easy to move and really light. And then the carpet that we have here is a little bit smaller. This is just a foam mat that we can easily just pick up and move to the side. My one thing with this area is, if I were to actually use it for a home birth, is while the kitchen is still right here for filling up my pool, the toilet is a little too far away. So then I would have to go out the front door for emptying my dirty water or emptying the dirty water into my kitchen sink, which is something that I really wouldn't want to do and I would not recommend doing. I would recommend either toilet or bathtub. My bathtub is upstairs on the 2nd floor, which is where my third location for an ideal home birth for myself would be, and something else to consider for yourself as well. While we do want a nice big open space with minimal furniture to move, so that way if you are waiting until you're in labor to start actually setting up, you're not exerting a lot of energy moving things or listening to your partner move things and then having to call for help to help move furniture and things like that. You want everything to be really easy to move and very minimal in terms of energy that you're exerting for this. So yeah, that's this one. Okay, so this is the third space, and probably one of the more likely spaces that I would actually use if I was planning a home birth in my house. At the time, this is my son's bedroom, but it was also his nursery, so at the time there wasn't this big twin bed in here and there was very minimal furniture. It was just a crib or a bassinet in here. So that would be very, very easy to just kind of put in another room and then set up the birth pool in this space. There is a bathroom down at the end of the hall, which is only like 15 feet away. So there's the shower for filling up the birth pool and the tub or toilet for emptying the birth pool. My bedroom is across the hall, so even if I decide to labor in bed for a little bit, or when I'm done delivering and stuff, then it's a very short walk to my bedroom for resting. I don't have to go up and down the stairs at all, and everything is very contained in this space. So that's something else that you can consider, is using the nursery space for your home birth. So it's not something that everybody does, kind of depending on the size of the room. While the birth pool would fit in here, I would have to get rid of majority of the furniture to have a lot of space around it. One of the nice things about this room though is the fact that it does get very dark very easily, especially with the blackout curtains that I have. It's easy to close the door, it's very quiet up here, and you don't hear a lot of road noise compared to the front room, and it's very easy to close the door and really seclude myself. And it's similar to the living room where it's a cave. You can very easily just turn on like an astro projector, and we have a white noise machine, or very easy to just put on my headphones and things like that. And then it kind of becomes this special place where it's like, this is my baby's space and it's where he came into the world kind of thing. And something else to consider that I think some people don't always think of, because then you have to put back together your nursery unless you do have a bigger bedroom where you can just kind of push things off to the side and then have the pool set up in the middle. So yeah.